Welcome to everybody. Today we are going to discuss the phasor analysis of unified power flow controller. So in the earlier lecture we have elaborated how to generate the rotatable reactive power. So the most convenient technique is synchronous machine, and by changing the excitation of the rotor we can change the power factor within a wide range, and by properly selecting the excitation of the rotor we can align the current along with the generation voltage phasor, which means the power factor is 1. So the entire power will be utilized by the load. But in actual case, the power generated by the alternator from a power generation unit cannot deliver the entire apparent power to the load. The main reason is the nonlinear impedance of the line. So in this unified power flow controller technique we have to inject a synchronous voltage which is called SVS or synchronous voltage source, which will control the power delivered by the transmission line. So in this lecture we will explain the phasor analysis of UPFC. The simplified block diagram of UPFC is like this. This is your generation voltage, and as I told, here we are adding some controllable synchronized voltage, basically that is tapped from the original generation voltage, and a common DC link voltage is created, and by switching that DC voltage in a proper fashion the angle of the synchronous voltage is controlled. It can be done either way, by synchronous machine or by this technique. So this is the additional voltage which we are introducing. Let us tell the name VPQ, and this is your line impedance X, and this is your receiving end voltage which is VR. And the voltage drop across the line, it is Vx, and this all are the complex powers, so it's a vector, and the current flowing through the line is I. Okay, so first we will draw. So now we are going to draw the phasor. So this is my reference axis, and here the generation voltage, say let us call it Vs. I am putting somewhere here. This is my generation voltage, and the angle, this I am assuming this is a θ1, and the receiving end voltage, we are considering that the resistance of the transmission line is negligible, and in electrical engineering, electrical transmission system, considering R is equal to 0 is a fair approximation. So the amplitude of the receiving end voltage, we are considering it is not changing. So this is your receiving end voltage phasor, and this angle with the reference, it is θ2. Now the additional voltage, the synchronized voltage source which we are introducing in the transmission line, basically which is adding up the generation voltage. So let us consider, let us assume the new generation voltage due to the addition of that VPQ is Vs dot, is nothing but Vs vector plus VPQ vector. So let us consider this VPQ vector. This VPQ vector is making an angle with the Vs vector of rho, which is controllable. So this is your VPQ vector, and this angle is rho. Now the new generation voltage Vs dot basically is the vector summation of Vs vector and VPQ vector. So to get that, you have to complete a parallelogram, and the resultant of this parallelogram, this it will represent Vs prime. Now from the Kirchhoff voltage law, we can assume, or we can write Vs prime is Vx vector plus Vr vector. So now we are trying to find out the Vx, which is nothing but the Vx vector is equal to Vs prime minus Vr. So this is the Vr. So if you want to get minus Vr, so naturally it is to be extended, the Vr is to be extended in negative axis, in negative direction. So this is your minus Vr vector. Now basically the Vx is the vector summation of Vs prime and the negative Vr vector. So now if you want to get the resultant of this Vs prime and minus Vr, again we have to complete a parallelogram. So this will be completed like this, and your resultant is somewhere here. So this is your Vx vector. So now it is very much clear that by changing the amplitude of Vq and the angle rho, I can vary the position of Vx. The position of Vx can be varied, and being the impedance is purely inductive, the current will lag with the voltage by 90 degree. So now by adjusting the Vq, I can shift the current phasor anywhere in the 360 degree region. Now if we are selecting the magnitude of Vpq and the angle rho such a way that the current phasor exactly lying or coincides with Vs vector, then your power factor angle is 0 and your power factor is 1, which means the power which is generated is entirely delivered to the load, and that is the active power. So this is all about the phasor analysis of unified power flow controller. In the next lecture we will derive the mathematical expression of this controllability, and basically the unified power flow controller, basically it's a AC power controller, using which you can control active and reactive power both, and that mathematically we will establish in the next lecture. Thank you very much.